everybody. How's everybody doing? What's up? What's up? Y'all, welcome to the dang sofa. Now, y'all, before we get started, if you could pretty please, super pretty please, drop a number one in the comment section, just so I know you can hear me. Okay, that's all I'm asking. Okay, that's literally all I wanted. Let me put this on mute. And let's see here. And let's ba-bum ba-bum. Ba-dum ba-dum bum. And then, bum. I hope everybody's doing well. So ones. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay, yay, yay. And let's start off on the right note here with some memberships for 5 people. Woohoo! Enjoy, enjoy. Welcome to the Sofa Squad, everybody. I hope y'all are doing well. So, this is what we're doing. Well, first of all, let me say my little stuff here. So, if you're coming from the normal channel and you've never been here before, this is the podcast channel. So, we just call it the podcast channel. Okay, it ain't nothing fancy. Although maybe in the coming months we'll be changing this up a little bit to make it a little bit more whatever, but we'll see. Anyways, but over here it's a live chat. I stop, I talk to people. It's that kind of vibe. Some people it's not their vibe. I get it. That's what we got the edited channel for. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. So that being said, if you're just coming here and you don't know about the other channel, I have another channel, so check that one out. It's down in the description. Be sure you're subbed to both of them. And that is it. Now, that being said, what we're going to be doing today, y'all, is today's just going to be like general chat, because if you've been here for a minute, recently what we've been doing is we've been doing, what do you call it? Like a Netflix documentary, and we talk about it every weekend. And we're going to talk about that because there's 2 that I want to fit back into the mix. Okay. Because I started watching one today and I've talked to some of you about it, but we'll talk about that. And then there's another one I want to check out. So that being said, but I've kind of like quit doing that recently because of the Chad Daybell trial, because I was like, okay, we're going to kind of open that up or whatever to talk about. But, you know, not too much has gone on with it. We are going to talk about those open-end statements and stuff like that and read one little thing here, an article, but it's kind of in the very beginning preliminary stages of the trial. And trust me, with Pryor up there, it's going to take a while. Just spoiler alert on that one, okay? But sweet justice is on the way, hopefully. Now, and then we're going to talk about a couple of the other cases that have just been crazy, right? I'm making a video on the Kevin Frankie thing because I have more to say about it, but we'll talk about it. And him suing Jody and this. So that being said, there's that. So we're just going to kind of jump around tonight. And that's it. So how is everybody doing? I hope y'all are well. Oops, where we go. And let's see, it's Saturday. It is 7:00 here. Beautiful weather here today. I hope it was where you're at. And also everybody, welcome Emily, our moderator in chief, our head moderator, if you will. I hope you're doing well, Emily. I hope all is well your way. Thank you, Sandy. Woohoo! Sandy gifted a membership. And it looks like Allison got it. Woohoo! Cool. Thank you. So yeah, it's been a beautiful day here. I've been doing stuff. I hurt my leg at the gym probably 3 months ago. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. So I'm finally getting to the doctor on Monday to do that. I haven't like stopped walking on it or whatever, hoping it would get better, and it hasn't. So I've kind of been like nursing that today. You know what I'm saying? So it's just been a very nice, calm, quiet day. I've been working on some. Hey, Dwayne, how's it going? Hey, Candace. I've been working on some scripts for videos and stuff like that. So this week, what's going to be happening is tomorrow, I have another video on the Ruby and what's her name? Ruby and Jody. I've blocked it out at this point. My God, help me. Hey, Jason. Ruby and Jody. Tomorrow morning's video focuses on after the interviews that they did and all that information that they put out, or you know, all that evidence that they released, and them getting carted to the trucks to be taken to jail, right? I've been still going through that evidence, but I kind of like stopped on it. I took a little chill pill on it. And we went down like the other stuff we've been looking at, but I'm going to continue going through it or whatever. Oh, thank you, Wilma. Roscoe is fine. He's sitting here. I have 3 piles of dirty like laundry to be done at my feet. Like, one's blankets, one's towels, one's clothes. And he's standing at the clothes like he wants to lay in them, but he hasn't made his mind up, and he's just thinking about it. So that being said, um, so let's start off with. Yeah, so Lori said, in fact, let's start off with that. So Lori says, did anybody see Kevin sued Jody, a civil suit? Yes, girl. Oh my God. I mean, I couldn't get to the computer screen fast enough when I saw that. Okay, I'm not going to lie. And give him every damn penny as far as I'm concerned. Because here's my thing, and that's one thing we're gonna talk about. We'll talk about it here in a second. And that's I'm gonna make a video. I worked on it today, but I'm recording it tomorrow, so it'll come out like maybe Tuesday or something or Monday. Here's my thing. Whether I believe what he's trying to say, all this type of stuff, or my personal feelings on Kevin, I think everyone needs to line up with civil lawsuits against her and Ruby if they can get her, but especially, what's her name? Jody. A lot of these people, and just sue the you know what out of her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just keep it coming. And then, okay, wait, somebody just brought up something because I was thinking it too. Okay, here's Alana says, Kevin's lawsuit is just a strategic move, just like the divorce period. Amen. That's literally what I thought too. I was like, yep, got to do this for the cameras or the media or whatever you want to call it. That's what I totally think he's doing too. To make it again in these situations, the same thing that Ruby did, where she's up there talking about, I thought I was leading us. To the right thing, but it turns out we weren't, or whatever she said. You know what I'm saying? Like, she basically was blaming Jody for everything. You almost have to do that because the other option is like, oh, I guess I just didn't, whatever, care. You know what I'm saying? So for Kevin, he's going to have to say, and I'm not trying to discount that I have no idea that they, did that. Hey, Lola. I have no doubt that that he was not brainwashed, but you know what I'm saying? Like, had some stuff going on via them, right? I get it. But nonetheless, there's other stuff going on as well. So, USA, no, this is, I don't know. Well, no, because this is how it goes right here. You know what I'm saying? The back of it's just the logo. Neferidi, how are you doing? That's so cute. My cats like to be under my pile of laundry. As far as I don't think it's right for him to sue sue before the actual victim is due because he is suing on behalf of the children. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Hey Chrissy, how's it going? Hey Wilma. Hey Jenny. If Kevin gets a Pennywise circle in the drain. I absolutely love that. I've not heard that word. I'm sorry. That's good, Jenny. That's a good one right there. I love that. Oh my gosh. Now you got me going a hot flash over here. Lord have mercy. I was joking, Paul. Oh, okay. Lord have mercy. You got a hot flash going over here, Jenny, now. That's good though. But I mean, yeah, I don't think so. Personally, I don't think he'll get anything. You know what I'm saying? Who I'd like to see, and I don't know the ins and outs of this dude's case, but the dude who spoke up that was like, yeah, I just finally stood up in the meeting and was like, this isn't right. You know what I'm saying? Like that type thing. Obviously the kids, right? Or like the ones who are old enough to sue. I don't know how that works if you're underage or whatever, but that kind of thing. Obviously direct victims, right? But there's so many things when you go outside of that, of like the peripheral of victimhood or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like you have like the immediate victims, people like the children, people like that. Then you have like these husbands and people like that. And then from there, you could even say like, look, I could 100% see Ruby filing a lawsuit at some point. They're gonna be like, look, Jody, you got a lawsuit coming out of Cell Block 9. Somebody in Cell Block 9 just filed a lawsuit. They're looking for extreme damage repayment in the form of 10 packs of ramen noodles, 10 honey buns, Twix. They're clearing out commissary, girl. They want commissary for the next damn 20 years. I know, right, Dwayne? So, I mean, I'm talking everyone's going to come out. Everyone's going to come out. Now, so for those of you who are on, and this is just where I'm watching it, I'm sure there's YouTube channels that do it. But for those of you that are on TikTok, hey Tori, y'all, Tori's the one who did our emojis, and Tori, I can't upload the other two that you did yet, because I have to wait to be able to do more, if that makes sense on the thing. It's like I'm maxed out right now. Oh, thank you, I appreciate that, Deb. Uh, Hey, Australia, how's it going? Now, Jan in Australia, we got our eye on the mushroom case coming up now. Let me tell you what, y'all got some stuff popping off down there. This is what interests me, and from what I understand, it's getting ready to go to trial. If I'm correct, tell me if I'm wrong, Jan. I'm like, that was so fast. I'm like used to trials over here in America, where it's years. I mean, look at how long it took Daybell, right? Um, Pardon me. So, hey, Ronan, how's it going? Yeah, I felt like I saw that it was getting ready to come up, but I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. I'm just reading the comments right now. So with Ruby and that whole case, whatever. Oh, that's what I was saying. So with TikTok, so people are like going back and reposting, um, like their videos and stuff like that. So there was one today that I saw that somebody posted where they've been either pulled over or stopped and a cop help, and they were transporting something like, say, a refrigerator or a storage thing, and they thought that it blew out of the bag. And it's Ruby talking, and she was like, I saw the cardboard, and I was like, we're gonna fall. And she's like, the people behind us have no idea how much God was just here. And when the officer comes up, Jody's like, oh, we thought it fell out. Oh, it didn't. And she grabs his arm like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, it's so cringy. They're just so full of themselves. It's so gross, right? So, but there's so many of these TikToks regurgitating right now about their old stuff or whatever. It's fascinating, but also just like bone chilling to listen to. Because here's the thing: now it seems that her website's down, and that they've taken like the podcast and that kind of stuff down. I could be wrong, um, but it seems like they have. All right, what's the latest for Sarah? Oh, she did. Well, you know what? Let's look it up. Hold on 1 second. Let's see if they can you repost some of the TikToks? I don't know how to do that. Because a lot of times, see, here's the thing too with the TikToks, they'll have music or something going behind them, and it flags it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me look up Sarah Boone real quick. I mean, that's another one. Sarah Boone back in court. I mean, my goodness. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. Okay, well, hold on. Hold on. I'm going to share this with y'all. Please hold. This is going to be Court TV. I'm going to share it with y'all. We're going to do a little Sarah Boone thing here. Let me just get to your screen. StreamYard. We're going to present. We're going to share the screen. We're going to share the screen. Suitcase murder trial. Oh my God, I cannot even roll my eyes hard enough at this. Boom.
Trial that we expect to happen at some point in the case against Sarah Boone. We don't have a trial date yet, but she was in court today for a status hearing with her new attorney, 7th or 8th attorney that she has. She told the judge that she needed a little more time to agree on that new trial date. This after multiple public and private lawyers have quit, causing a long string of delays in this case. The judge did set the next status hearing in that case for June 7th.
I obviously am not going to be ready for trial in May. We had discussed that on the day of the appointment. I've got depositions set on May 7th, and there are likely to be pretrial motions that will need to be filed. The state was asking that the status hearing be in 60 days. At that time, I think we'll be closer to being able to inform the court what we believe will be a trial date that we'd be ready for. I've hired an expert, and a number of things are dependent on completion of her evaluation and where we're going to go from there in the case.
Sarah Boone is charged with the death of her boyfriend who died while trapped inside a zipped up suitcase. She claimed they were playing a game of hide and seek and didn't know he was stuck. But investigators discovered cell phone video
That was a
of
lie.
Boone taunting Jorge Torres while he was pleading to be let out of the suitcase.
So another lawyer. I wonder now. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, but it's my understanding. Is this the first female lawyer she's had? Because it almost makes me wonder. Do they do that intentionally? To be like, okay, she can't get along with these males. Let's see if she can work better with a female. But you see her over there in the little jury box all by herself, just waiting to ask for the manager. I mean, she's just waiting for it. You know she was. I mean, have you ever? It's so frustrating to see how these defendants like this are able to manipulate the court system, because this is what you have to think of. Like, number one, not only is there, George, justice for George, if you will, but the family members that loved him, right? I mean, they're getting they're along for this ride. You know what I'm saying? Jill, so Karen. So far, we've got suitcase Karen. So who do we have? So we had the daycare Karen from Daybell trial. And then we had, what was the other Karens? Oh, the river monster Karens. There's been a lot of Karens in these cases that we've been watching recently, right? Hey, Kathy. So there's that. So yeah, but yeah. So Kevin Frankie suing Jody. Let's talk about that real quick. Let's get back on track with that one real quick. We just kind of jump around a little bit, I mean, that's just what we do here. We take a little side street. I mean, just all up in it. Let's go to people. They're usually pretty good. Roscoe, honey, what do you want? Come here. Say, Father, I want more chicken. Thank you. Please hold. Let's come back to y'all. We're going to go over here. We're going to say share, present. Present. We're going to share the screen. We're going to do a share screen. We're going to come over to Ruby Frankie. We're going to come over to share. Let me make sure y'all are seeing the same thing that I am. Yes, you are. Okay. So Jodi Hilderbrand, who was convicted of, wedding his kids alongside his wife. Why is this up here? Oh, it's a sponsored video thing. Okay. Kevin Frankie's attorney said he filed it in an effort to preserve Hildebrandt's wealth and assets until appropriate action can be taken to make the kids whole. Okay. Kevin Frankie, the husband of disgraced family vlogger Ruby Frankie, has filed a lawsuit against Jody. Kevin filed a lawsuit in the 4th Judicial Court of the state of Utah against Hildebrandt, citing intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent infliction of emotional distress, and negligence for him and his children. I mean, well, it gets to it in a second. This is the same article. In the court documents obtained by KUTV, Frankie claimed that his estranged wife, Ruby, moved their 4 children into Hildebrandt's home in Ivins, Utah, without advising him. Like, she was, it didn't matter. She would either tell you or whatever. And that 2 of his minor children experienced the, harmful acts against them while living there. Between those dates, he alleged that 2 of the children, identified as R and E, were confined. Goes into those things right there. Let's skip down here. And the filing, he claimed that R was, okay, I'm just trying to get to the parts about the actual case, or about the actual thing. Okay, the father said that per the filing that ran away but had been caught. Okay. He also claimed that Hildebrand, okay, on August 3rd, he was getting home. Well, I mean, is that it? So Randy, down to the bottom paragraph, Kevin Frankie's attorney told people the lawsuit we filed suit against Jodi Hilderbrand. We couldn't file for the kids yet because the state still has their legal custody, but filed in an effort to preserve Hildebrandt's wealth and assets until appropriate action can be taken to make the kids whole. Okay, so this is my question with this. You said we haven't filed on the kids' behalf yet, but they're almost like trying to freeze her assets, if that makes sense. I mean, am I reading that correctly? Because I did read somewhere it was almost like that, where they were trying to do something along those lines or whatever. So let's see, how is Sarah getting her? Well, I know, hearing date for Ruby's sentencing. Actually, oh god, that's gonna be so good. Almond should go into a trust for the kids only. Yes, I agree. Mel, if Kevin cared all about his children, he would have tried like crazy to trigger them. See, that's the thing. The more you learn about the case, because he was like, well, I hadn't talked to him. Because in one thing, the article that I read that I'm doing for the video, there's a little bit more in depth. That one was kind of scratched it, where basically they're talking about this filing, and he's saying like he would be watching the podcast of Jody and Ruby and the videos they were doing, but he had no idea they were living together or any of this stuff going on. And he was still paying Jody at this time. And so I'm sitting here, I cannot wrap my mind around that part, y'all. And he's like, well, I was basically told that I thought that I was doing it to help my oldest daughter or something like that. Well, I can't wrap my mind around that. It literally, I'm like, what? It's so bizarre because I think it's such a layered thing um with his situation in it. But with both he and Ruby, I just go back to the dynamic that I get. It's easy to blame Jody, and there's a lot of this stuff that got turned up like this with her, but this stuff was going like on like years ago before she was heavily in the picture. You know what I'm saying? With 8 passengers and stuff, because it's like, well, um you had to have seen Stephanie. I 100% agree with you. I think 100. There's definitely, you cannot tell me that they did not have. We're speaking of Jody and Ruby having some, allegedly some form of a situationship. Y'all, you can't tell me they weren't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you watch them interact with each other in the TikToks and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, like 100%. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, the stuff was going on long before the Jody situation and all that showed up. So that's my thing with Kevin, is I'm just like, well, you were part of 8 Pass. I mean, that was your household, right? Um, so to sit here now all of a sudden and be like, oh, we're gonna do A, B, and C, for me, it's like, okay, but what about before? You know what I mean? So, and yeah, USA. So you probably read or looked into some of the same stuff that I saw earlier. USA says Kevin had to file before Jody sold her $5 million house. He basically halted the sale of that house, the fortress, if you will. So pardon me. So that's what's going to be interesting. I think that part, I'd be curious, but see, here's the thing. You know how these state things are. Some of these cases we watch, it's like they give the children back to somebody who absolutely should not have the child. Harmony Montgomery, Adam Montgomery. I mean, come on, right? And then other ones, they won't remove the child from the situation. So there's no telling which way this could go, right? It just seems that the system does whatever is the opposite of what's good for everybody. Because my thing would be like this with Kevin, it would be like, okay, this is fine, Danny, that we're trying to save face on the Jody thing, but have we gone back and looked at have we, how do I say it? Have we taken accountability and learned the lessons that need to be learned from the stuff that you were doing beforehand with just Ruby and the kids? You know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff. Like, where are we at with that? You know what I'm saying? So there's that. And here's Roscoe. He's right here. Okay, USA says the lawyer said Kevin can't sue for damages for the year he claimed he didn't know what was going on. So there's that. Interesting. Very interesting. So yeah. And yeah, Chrissy brings up a good point. I thought Kevin was bad news since the video came out of him asking if his kid was going to be arrested. Yeah, if you remember when Kevin did that whole thing about the hey Addie, with the laptop and all this and all that, and saying, oh, she got into private property or whatever. And again, very much on Ruby's side, which yes, to some degree you expect the spouse to be, right? You know what I'm saying? But in this kind of scenario, someone definitely needed to put their foot down and be like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Pardon me. So excuse me, we'll have to see how it plays out. Again, I don't think he's going to get anything. Excuse me. Oh my God. Anne says, have we talked about Kevin's terrible Rate My Professor reviews? Oh, Please hold. Please hold. Okay, how do I find them? Hold on. Rate my professor. I love that site. It keeps everybody like on their toes. Oh, we're going in. Rate my professor. Pardon me. Close. I'd like to look up my professor name. Thank you. BYU. Okay, now how much of these though? Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so it says Professor Frankie's profile is currently locked. Please check back shortly to leave your review or visit our help center. I can't imagine why. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Please hold. We don't want that. We don't want that. StreamYards present. I'm gonna go share it with you. Share screen. Share screen. Kevin Frankie at BYU. That's it. Share. Let me make sure y'all are seeing the same thing. Yes. Okay. So we're looking at Kevin Frankie's Rate My Professor reviews right now. So he's an amazing quality 3.0, difficulty 5.0. Very kind. The workload can be manageable as long as you aren't taking any other classes. Quality 1.0. Never on time and unprofessional. Difficulty 5.0. Professor Frankie is a very caring professor. He does give a lot of work, but it's a hard class in general. If you put in the effort and study, you should do fine. I would take him again because he really knows his stuff. Just be ready to study, study, study. Now, this is from like 2022. He's definitely a unique guy, but he truly seems to care about his students. I feel like they took the bad ones down. He's put in the work to become an expert in his field. He made my university experience. He sucks. I truly did not have a great experience in this class. It wasn't an insanely hard class. I take school very, very seriously and have never had issues with professors before now. Hard professors are one thing, but downright rude, dismissive, and arrogant is another. Save yourself the misery if you can, and take someone else with someone else. Well, they must have had a bad week and 8 passengers that week. Weird dude. Professor Frankie made class too complicated. He was very rude and mean. He spoke down to students in a disrespectful manner. Well, yeah, that's on point with his wife. No, unable to get in contact outside of class. He is very controlling. You can only hold on. You can only have the same views that he has. You will be looked down on. Caused me so much stress that I dropped out. Wow. He was rude from day one. He does not respect students. He was always in a bad mood and made class miserable. He would make horrific homophobic remarks and make his students feel incompetent. His classroom felt hostile and like a prison. Hashtag I hate it here. Oh my God. I mean, they're really going off, right? Oh, thank you, Unexpected Ancient Bear. They gifted 1 membership. Woohoo! These are back in 2022. Horrible person, horrible values, is super hard on students, not in a loving way. He once pulled me by my arm into his office to yell at me for doing a TikTok dance outside of the building. His class is so hard, I almost failed. I mean, this is wild. Stop sharing. So that's a little sampling of them, right? That tracks more you dug out. I mean, but what's funny is like listening to people talking about, okay, if you have different views than him, you know what I'm saying? Like this, that, and the other. Thank you, Kathy, for the sticker. And hold on. Neferiti gifted 10 memberships. Wow, thank you very much. That's why his wife was with Jody. That's why, yeah. Triella, I hope I said your name right. It says homophobic remarks while his wife was with Jody. He was jelly. But that's the thing. Like you often think about this stuff right here, where like he's coming in and being a certain way and being all this and being like that. Okay, so here's the thing. It's like, look at what's going on at his home, right? He's a miserable human being. So he's coming out and taking out these students. And then like trying to, and like the whole thing tracks 100% for like, if you don't have his beliefs and this, that, and the other, well, that's just on point. You know what I'm saying? Hold on 1 second. Okay. Oh, thank you, Emily. Thank you for your membership. Yay, yes. Hey Rain, how's it going? So yeah, I mean that just seems on brand or whatever. Um Hello, Roscoe. Roscoe's doing his walkway, come back, walkway, come back, walkway, come back. Um so I wonder if Julie Rowe was the other cult lady that Anna wanted them to meet. Somebody okay, wait, someone sent me, and I don't know what it is. It was a video of a woman named, hold on, please hold. Because you just said Hannah and it made me think of this. I was like, wait, I need to watch this. Let me find it real quick. Jennifer, we'll go over that in a second. Watch, I won't be able to find it now. Watch. See the related to Jody, but different. Okay, wait, what is this? Okay. I don't see, now it's gone. Dang it. I'll have to find it later. So I'm not feeling fun. Somebody sent me a video of something, and maybe it wasn't in here. Oh, maybe it was on Instagram. See, I can't keep up with it. And I started watching it with something Hannah. Paige Hannah. Is it in relation to Daybell? She's the one that Jody tried to seduce her husband. Oh my God, are you serious? That is pure gold. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to watch that. Did she? So have y'all? Some of y'all watched it? Was it just pure cringe, like a total rage watch? You know what I'm saying? Like 100% hardcore rage watch. Okay. Oh, Jamie, I'm sorry to hear that. Jody lived with the Hannahs. Okay, yeah. I'll have to watch that. Yeah, that's just terrible, Jamie. I'm sorry. Roscoe sends his love. Um, It was cringy, and she totally sidesteps everything. Oh my God, remember the Hannahs? Oh my God, they know Jody is nuts. Maybe I should turn her account or read email, totally trying to cover her ass. Oh, really? I'll have to read that because I remember whatever video it was, the comments were turned off. Oh, Kimmy, you lost your kitty? That's so sad. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, everybody. I know these little babies are like our family members. um, Roscoe says, I'm scared now. Come here. Oh, oh, okay. There you go. There you go. Gucci goo. Pardon me. Yeah, the more stuff that's going to unfold about Jody, about her victims, about just her weirdness, you know what I'm saying? I mean, please. You already know, right? So Nefertiti, Julie Rowe is another absolute rage watch. Okay, like I mean, where to even start with Julie Rowe? She was very involved with the Chad Daybell stuff back in the before this whole belief system of whatever you want to call Chad Daybell stuff. You know what I'm saying? But we're talking taking cringe to a new level. Okay, and I don't even know how to describe her at this point because it was like she was almost like a character in the beginning of this. They kind of veered off. Y'all correct me here or add to what I'm saying if or whatever. Um her stuff was so left field. She was doing these TikToks. In fact, hold on. Let's go see every now and then y'all remind me of Julie Rowe and I have to go see what she's doing. Um she would do total rage bait TikToks if they weren't if they weren't there's no other excuse. Roscoe, honey, this is why. Hold on. We're having issues. We're having issues. Roscoe wants to sit in my lap, but this is not like this chair is like, you know what I'm saying? Not good for it. And so he falls out of my chair, my lap every time I move. Okay, let me look up Julie Rowe real quick. Julie. Oh, my Barnett. It's Julie Barnett now. Eyes Wide Open. Oh my God, y'all. She did a book called Eyes Wide Open on Amazon. She's doing okay. She'll do these energy cleansing and she'll do these TikToks. Oh, where she's sitting there and she'll be like this. She'll be like doing these things and these hand things. And it's like, I guess she's like doing a cleansing or something. I don't know. But y'all, it's in these dances and stuff. And then the thirst traps she posts are so cringy. Okay. And I'm sorry to rip her up, but it's just, I just feel like the stuff that she was into gave green light to these crazy beliefs that we see. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm sorry. We have to go look this book up real quick. Okay. Let's just, I can search Amazon. Eyes Wide Open. Julie. Yep. Eyes Wide Open, Loose. Yeah. I want y'all to guess what the damn name of the book is. Without looking, guess what the name of the damn book is. The tagline to it. I'm going to pull it because y'all won't believe me. Hold on. Where's... Let me get over here so I can see y'all. Julie Rowe, Eyes Wide Open, Lucifer Can Suck It. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. Lucifer. We got Chad damn Daybell over here with loins of fire, 1 foot in the damn grave. Lucifer Can Suck It over here. Yo, we want to retire early. We just need to start writing this stuff. People apparently buy it. Okay, we have to look into it a little bit, right? But here's the thing, it's paperback. It's of course paperback. And it's $18. I mean, come on. Let's read the reviews. Now this is a paid for one right here. Guess what this first review is? Oh yeah, my shirt is this is The Cure, Robert Smith. This is from Atlanta. They're from the 80s. It's like a goth band. And this is their tour that they just went on or last summer. Okay, let's read the reviews real quick, y'all. Okay, so for those that are just joining, we're talking about an offshoot of the Chad Daybell case. It's on Julie Rowe. She wrote a book. It's called Eyes Wide Open, Lucifer Can Suck It. We're getting ready to read the reviews. How do we end up here? Y'all, how do we end up here? Okay, the first review is called The Essence of Wisdom and Knowledge. Traded it for a free book. Wow, what an eye-opening, heartfelt experience with Julie. She truly is the essence of wisdom and knowledge. They spelled essence wrong. Thank you. I'm so glad you came. Y'all, completely fake. Then the second one, it's 1 star. Dumb book is called. I'm not going to say the name. I cannot say the name of it because it will be offensive of the person that they wrote down, but it's funny as hell. It's an innuendo, which is right on point with all this crowd, right? Hold on one second. Okay. It says, I knew what I was getting into when I decided to purchase the book, but the author did not even run a thorough spell check. It was the least she could do. I have nothing to say about the ideas or stories she relays in the book. They speak for themselves, and if you are familiar with her other works, there is nothing new here. I would have given it 3 stars if I felt like she had really tried to produce a vividly flowing concept of any sort. but it's a lot of word idea vomit with no consistency. Even an outline would have given it some sort of structure. To be fair, she does state it was written in a journal format on purpose and that she felt rushed throughout the process to meet her own deadlines. Yet, to not even do a proper spell check, I feel is really disrespectful to her paying customers. I mean, did you expect anything less? Neferiti says, I am funding the reading of this book. Thank you, Neferiti. I appreciate it. Oh my God, I love it. This one says, it's just Amazon customer. Can't get enough is the name of it. 5 stars. I absolutely love this book. I've read it. This is 2024. This is a few days ago. I've read it several times and will continue to read it again and again. Every time I read it, there's more to learn. There's so much depth here. If anyone picks it up and reads it with their eyes wide open, you will be taught. You can tell they're fake because there's like a sentence, like there's something off with it. You know what I'm saying? Empowering the truth. I want to give my highest recommendation for Julie's new book, Eyes Wide Open. I feel filled with light and love as I read. I feel empowered to do and be better. I feel hopeful. I do not want to stop reading it. I mean, come on, right? Please tell me. There's only one real review in there, right? And it's that one right there that was like the whatever. Okay, so pardon me. Most of these books, where is it? You can't even read a sample of it. She doesn't want you to. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out like where. Well, of course they wouldn't have it on audio. Okay, here's the description of it at least. Okay, so it says book overview. Okay, it says this is an updated second edition, adding additional details and insights related to the first edition. Julie, this is AI written. I can tell you this much. Julie Rowe's first book, A Greater Tomorrow, told of her near-death experience in 2004. During her visit to the spirit world, she was shown a panorama of the Earth's history and future. In this new volume, Julie focuses on giving additional details about the future events she's shown and how we can best prepare for them. Julie shares what she saw concerning the hastening of the Lord's work, the power of family history and temple work, spiritual and temporal preparations for the future, the gathering of the righteous to places of safety. This is all familiar. Oh, thank you, CM. I appreciate it. Beverages fill the cup. Thank you very much. Upcoming natural disasters across the earth, plagues and sicknesses that will strike, the implementation of martial law, foreign troops arriving in the United States, the elders of Israel defending their liberty, life in New Jerusalem, the second coming of Jesus Christ. Throughout the book, Julie stresses that we must not delay our preparations. These events are not far off. And the time is now. See, I'm rejecting the book. Just like I did Chad's. Time is now will help you be ready for what awaits us. Again, it's a lot of this, like the time is now. You know what I mean? Just, oh my God. Here's my question with this. What I would be fearful of reading this one right now is it's brand new. And I might like, can you get like a copyright strike? Like if somebody reach out and be like, you can't read my book on here. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what the comments on our TikTok are under it. Okay, let's see real quick. It's killing me that there's not even a sample of it. It's killing me. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Literally just upsetting me. Okay, hold on, Julie. Yes, let's go back there. Okay, let's go to here. It's got 10,000. Let's see. Hearts. God, I miss you. Hearts. Love that song. I'm actually looking for any advice as can. Whatever. There's nothing good. People are like asking for advice, which is frightening. Okay, just frightening in and of itself. I mean, can you buy and return it? That might be. There's no sample because no one would ever buy it. I mean, honestly, let's seriously let's call it what it is, right? I love Lust and Loin Fire so much. Thank you, Constance. Yeah, that, I mean, oh my God. Yeah, the sample would scare people off. But I feel like the thing is, hold on, you are not enoughness. It is. Oh, wait, hold on. Lulu says, wait, hold on. Paul, could you do readings from Jody's book called You Are Not Enough? Enoughness is the lie that keeps you from truth of who you are. Pretty please, you're so good. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Please hold. Okay, let me go look that up. What am I looking up? I already forgot. Okay, Amazon. Yeah, it's late night over here now. 7:43. Good Lord. This is late night. Okay, hold on. You are not enough. You are not. I can't roll my eyes hard enough at the. You are not enough at the damn title. Enoughness. Jody. Let's see what that does. I mean, cannot roll my damn eyes. You are not enough. Again, paperback. They know. They don't want you. Oh, wait, Kindle. No. Wait, right? Do I have Kindle? See, all formats. Hold on. A paperback. Kindle? Seriously? $10. Okay, let's see. In stock, I'm sure it is. Let's read the reviews because overall, it's a 1.2. People have got stuff to say. Cult talk. Borrowed from a friend. I give it 0 stars, but I had to give it a 1. According to Hilderbrand, the only thing that's truth is whatever electrical impulse goes through her head right this second. There's no rhyme or reason behind anything she says, and it certainly, yeah, we might have to get this one a read just to see, because it's just to see literally what makes her tick. Waste of paper, the poetry that was used to produce this waste of a book, handbook for the soon to be incarcerated, word salad, don't buy, she ended up in jail, almost I'm not laughing that she did that, but it's the way people are saying it. Don't buy it. She almost ended up in jail. She ended up in jail, almost unalive kids. Like, this is the title of their thing. I mean, people are like, steer clear of this crazy woman. This woman says, sick, nothing good to say, glad it's free. I agree with the previous review, word salad, terrible book. Who is it? Self-published? Do we know? Let's see if it's self-published. The one where she holds the helmet sends me every time. Every time. Arming the next generation. That right there literally just it sends anger all over me. Right? You know what I'm saying? Yes, self-published. Okay, we might have to. That one's only paperback. It's 13. Okay, so please hold. I can't believe I'm doing this. Hold on. Where are we at? Okay, boom. Boom. What? 700. I need to take some stuff out of my car. I don't need that. Hold on. I'm trying to get this. Hold on. Boom. 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 A boom. I mean, I have so much stuff in this car, y'all. Hold on. Boom. Boom. Check out. Okay. Okay, y'all. So I just ordered her 2 books. Okay. So because these, I'm just curious to get some mindset into, just like the same way we listen to the podcast of her, and you're like hearing how they actually think, which I know we need to be careful so that we don't like go towards, the light or whatever. But I'm very curious to see what there's there. Okay, so what was in my cart on Amazon? So it's literally, I mean, I'll tell you some of the stuff. Well, where'd it go? Some of the stuff is just daydream stuff that I want, so I put it in here. Oh no, it's out of, okay, so delete it. A wooden ceiling fan, very mid-century modern, but they don't make it anymore. I put that a long time ago. Is this really in my car? This is like stuff that, I don't know. Okay, hold on. Coca-Cola, Red Bull, a pack file organizer for files, a farmhouse ceiling fan, a mid-century pendant lamp, an over-the-toilet storage shelf, a farmhouse ceiling fan, a universal swivel tea stand, Honeywell safes and door locks, and that's it. Boring stuff. Stuff like house stuff that I'll see that I think is cute and I'll put it in there. And then as you see, a year goes by and they don't make it anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, we discontinued this. It's like that's now out of style. We've taken it out of your cart. You're not going to get it again. I don't know when their sentencing is. From somebody told me that the way it works is there's like a period, and Emily, it might have been you who was like, correct me if I'm wrong here. It's almost like a window of time when they go before the probation board or the parole board or whoever it was. Yeah, that's good, Legal Cat. I should just save it to my wish list. Yeah, Amazon sells everything, but it's like a window of time that they do that in. And so they go up there and it's like, it is what it is. So it's kind of having us on pins and needles because literally, I mean, now that we found out all this type stuff, I mean, please, of course, to me, I'm like, what's the maximum they can get? Yeah, give them that, right? Anything less is a travesty, okay? Y'all, hold on one second because I need to go grab a soda, speaking of. Please hold. I said hello. I said I'm back. Um, Oops, I just shrunk. Okay, please hold. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me respond to this real quick. Please hold. Please hold. Okay, sorry. Um, Let me crack my Coke open real quick. Please hold. Mm. Oh man, that's so good, y'all. Oh my gosh. Okay, so one thing. Okay, so this is why I'm thinking about this right now. So I ordered her books. We'll be going over those, whether it's here or whatever. Okay, so I want to circle back around real quick to these two things because it's the next on my tabs. Okay, so you know how I was like saying in the beginning, and if you just join, then I'll say it again. So I want to talk about a couple of documentaries. One of them I'm like going to go back to watching when I hang up here or hang up. You know what I'm talking about. Because usually that's what we were doing here for the longest time is we would talk about a documentary. So just so you know, okay, pardon me. What is it called? What Jennifer Did on Netflix, Jennifer Pan story. It's on the Netflix It's on the Netflixes, okay? I'm watching it now. Now, if you follow me for a while, you know I did like a kind of big video on that based on a book. Oh, thank you, Cindy. She just gifted 5 memberships to everybody. Woohoo! Um, so Jennifer Pan's story is on there. So far, it's good. If you don't know anything about the story, then definitely you're like, what? One thing I'm enjoying about it is hearing some of the interviews from people that I never have seen before, you know what I'm saying? So I'm watching that. We will do a live chat on it, and I'll do a pre-recorded video on it too. Um, and hold on, I'm going to put this up here because we are going to talk about this in 1 second. Then, and so let me put this up here real quick. So let me share. So present, share screen. Boom. We're not going to watch it, but I'm just showing it here for you. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Okay. So what Jennifer did, this is what it's called. When Jennifer Pan calls 911 to report that her parents have been shot, she becomes the primary focus of a captivating criminal case. And so that's it. It's like, hour and a half, something like that. It's definitely good from what I've seen so far. If you have followed, even if really, I mean, I don't do deep dives usually, but even mine was probably more in depth because it was based on the book. Most every true crime channel has done this case. So what I've seen so far is kind of skimming over that, you know what I mean? But again, you'll see some tidbits and stuff of things that you might not have seen or whatever. So, but I'm going to do that. So if you were going to watch it, just know that we'll talk about it soon. Now, let's go to the next thing. Yeah, Jennifer, once they peeled back her story, which did not take that long, it was like, girl, she was so sheltered. Oh wait, hold on. Pa, have you been following the kids? She missing the mother-in-law, boyfriend been arrested. So let's talk about this real quick. I saw this today and was like, what is going on with this? The 2 missing Kansas moms, the mother-in-law missing it. Has anybody else been following this? And let's see, the Kansas missing women. Oh, okay, hold on. Well, no, hold on. What's this? Oh, let's do this. Okay. Okay, StreamYard, share. We're gonna go. Okay, so we're going over this one here. I have not followed this. I saw a thing earlier, and then Lolo, you mentioned it, and I'm like, okay, let's look. Present, share. Boom, boom, boom. Here's that way out. Okay, here we go. Share. Let me make sure y'all are seeing the same thing I am. So this is Daily Mail. So, mother-in-law of missing Kansas mom and friend arrested in huge Oklahoma SWAT raid. Veronica Butler, 27, and Jillian Kelly, 39, were traveling together to pick up Butler's children, ages 6 and 8, on March 30th. Butler is going through a nasty divorce, here we go, and a custody battle with her husband, Wrangler Cole Rickman. Multiple puddles of blood were found near the vehicle in the desolate Oklahoma panhandle. Oh my God. Dear Lord. The mother-in-law of one of the 2 Kansas women who went missing on the way to pick up her children has been arrested along with her boyfriend. Veronica Butler, 27, and Jillian Kelly, 39, were traveling together to pick up Butler's children, ages 6 and 8, on March 30th. They were believed to have been shot with pools of blood left on the ground next to their empty car. A convoy of 20 police vehicles, including SWAT trucks, was spotted traveling quickly along a dirt track in Oklahoma. Part of the convoy stopped at the home of Tiffany Michael Adams, the mother of Butler's estranged husband, Wrangler Cole Rickman. Just another case of this. Here we go. Here they are. Veronica Butler's on the left, Jillian Kelly on the right. They were traveling to pick up the children on the 30th. Adams, 54, and her boyfriend, Tadbert Colomer, arrested and booked by Texas County Sheriff's deputies. No charges have yet been announced. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation soon after said 4 people were arrested, 1 in Texas County and 3 in Cimarron County. She's going through a nasty divorce, custody battle. The children were staying with Adams. Kelly, described as more of an acquaintance than a friend of Butler's, is a pastor's wife who is said to supervise Butler's visitations with their children. Oh my God. 10 days before they went missing, Butler filed a petition in court that would grant her more time with the kids, with her goal being full custody. Court filings claim that Butler and the children's grandmother, Adams, were not getting along amid the nasty battle. Butler has weekly court-mandated visits every Saturday with the kids, with Kelly one of the 4 people listed as supervisors of those visits. The visit was also meant to celebrate Butler's 6-year-old daughter's birthday. They had made the 45-minute drive from Hugoton to a gas station in Eva, located near Four Corners, but disappeared with the car found just 3 miles from where they were supposed to meet. Multiple puddles of blood were found near the vehicle in the desolate Oklahoma Panhandle, which was found 1,000 feet off of Oklahoma State Highway 95. Keeley is the wife of Pastor Heath Keeley, who serves at 2 churches. On April 3rd, Keeley's Willow Christian Church in Nebraska posted on Facebook, "We ask that you continue to pray." I mean, she was literal collateral damage in this. Pray for strength with everyone involved. This is Keeley, one of the alleged victims. Our friend with a great look at the desolate Oklahoma Panhandle. Human First Christian also offered prayers on Facebook while friends. Authorities are continuing to look for clues of foul play, but have not conducted a large-scale search. Pardon me, it's been over a week. We are hopeful we can find them alive, but obviously it's becoming more and more challenging. Butler's described as 5'4" with red hair, green eyes. She has several tattoos. I mean, this is very sad. This is very troubling. I mean, I'm not trying to be negative, okay? But I mean, it's been over a week. Pools of blood. Same story we see with this whole, custody, this. Again, this one, mother-in-law all up in it. It's like, I mean, just the pattern is so, predictable, I guess you could say, if that's a good word or bad word, I don't know. Grandmother didn't care about, she cared about what she wanted only now. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's just like, I mean, again, it's, what's it? Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just, remember how the school was online? It was because the kids were going there and they didn't want Ellie coming up in there. Oh my God. Wow, man, that's awful. What an awful, and imagine the pastor's wife in those last moments being kind of like, just, like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, not that the other victim, not that the mom would, she probably was like, oh my God, this sucks. But not that she saw it coming, but you know what I'm saying? It was probably more like, oh God, he finally did it, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Pardon me. Oh, and Dylan Rounds, Alice, I'm not sure if that's who you're talking about. His remains were found. That dude, the squatter, I'm sorry, took it. Part of his plea deal was to take him to them to the remains of Dylan. Thank God the parents can put him to rest. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Lola says the kids have no one now, referring back to the case we just talked about, the Oklahoma case. That's the tragedy. Everyone loses, the kids being the most, right? I mean, obviously with them losing their lives, right? But so sad. My God. Yeah, Emily met Dylan's mom at CrimeCon. She said she was an amazing person. Okay, I'm gonna circle back over to the next documentary or whatever that I want to look at. Please hold. Ouch. Share the screen. I said that's right. I share the screen. Uh-huh. Okay. Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? Yes, you are. Okay, I have. This is kind of old at this point, but I want to watch it. If you've watched it, tell me what you think. Ruby Frankie, the momfluencer to Felon. Ruby Frankie from Momfluencer to Felon. It was 2020. A lot of people were telling me to go watch this because it gives a little bit more like nuggets and stuff like that. So I was thinking of watching this one, and we could do a live chat specifically just to talk about this as well. Um, but I don't know, has anybody watched it? Has anybody like, oh yeah, you got to watch that one? Um, we get together. I haven't seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen it either. So we'll see. So, but I'm gonna watch it. If I feel like it's worth talking about, then we'll totally do it. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna watch it regardless. It was good. Aaron says, okay. I can't stand looking at that. Okay. Fuzzy says, I haven't seen, wait, hold on. No, AC says, sorry, but older women in pigtails usually are so cringe. Although my coworker 65 looks really cute in pigtails. Well, that's the thing with that picture of Ruby. I'm talking pure cringe. Okay, like rage cringe level. Okay, like completely. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, Dominique says I haven't seen it. I watched so much on YouTube. I thought there was no more. I mean, that's what I'm thinking, right? I'm like, what else could we have missed here? You know what I'm saying? Hey Angela, how's it going? It's on ABC. You can see it on there or Hulu. When I pulled it up originally, it was like I guess on an app or their thing or whatever. Yeah, the Miranda Sings lipstick is like pure cringe. Okay, you like that rage cringe? It's like on TikTok where it's like if you're scrolling through like some people, it's like a rage, like I guess they call it like rage bait or rage watch, where you're just like their whole thing is like they know it's so cringy that it elicits a reaction, and that's how the algorithm works for them. You know what I'm saying? So you're just like I'm just doing nothing but literally like rage watching this thing, and I don't know why. This is more about me than the person, right? So that being said, it's like, come on, okay. Uh, but yeah, so anyways, so there's that. So we'll be checking those two things out. Now, that being said, I want to switch over very quickly back to the Chad Daybell thing. So again, here's this. I'm going to try and go live again during the week. If you've been watching, from time to time, I'll go live for the Chad Daybell thing and stream it when I can. I was going to go Monday, but now I have my doctor's appointment Monday morning. So I may be in the afternoon, but I'll always just post it here. It'll be kind of last minute. It's not like I'm going to do it, you know what I mean? Like clockwork, like some of the other channels or whatever. So here's the thing, doing it, I mean, this is one of those things where this is like all about the justice, which is what they're all about, right? But a lot of people have said, like with Pryor up there, he kind of drags these out. Okay, it gets a little bit dry, where you're like, now I did miss them talking about the discovery of the bodies, which is good. We're going to talk about Chad's reaction here in a second. Um, uh, and then that's it. So basically recently Detective Hermosillo has been on the stand for a minute, right? And he was like so involved. If you've watched this, he was like that main detective, that really handsome dude with a shaved head, that's kind of been involved from day one almost, right? So he was up there, he talked about the discovery of the bodies, all that type of stuff. Now they did their opening statements. Here's my thing with that. Obviously, the whole situation is they are going to, yeah, we're going to talk about the Apple River Karens too, don't worry. They're blaming Lori and Alex, right? It was the obvious thing. Okay. It's the obvious thing. Okay. Of course they're going to do that. What I found humorous about it was that they tried to make it look like Chad was like this innocent little church boy, and then Lori came along, right? And he was manipulated into the relationship. And I'm like, oh, please. I'm like, and if you watch my video this morning, I'm like, you read Loins of Fire. There was no manipulating. That man ran to open arms into that situation, right? I mean, please, he didn't know what to do with himself. So the openings were just like, seriously, no, we're not going for this at all. So That being said, it's kind of like that was expected, though. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. So it only makes sense for them to blame Lori and Alex, especially with Lori's hair, fingerprint, nothing of Chad's allegedly. We'll get to that. Now, here's the other thing that I took issue with, where they were like, okay, he had 4.5 acres, and almost like it wasn't his backyard, it was in the field. And I'm just like, hello, we're not talking about he lived on 100 acres and this was found at the very edge of it. You know what I mean? Again, the phone calls, the ping, the raccoon, the gun, but I saw somebody say this somewhere, comment, so this is not my original thought. Pardon me. This is not my original thought, it's somebody else's, but I just don't know where they were like, John Pryor is not trying to get not guilty. He's trying to save him from the death penalty. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm like, okay, I get, because I mean, it's just at this point, like, seriously, how do you get around some of this stuff? It's like, come on. So yeah, I think, and as a matter of fact, this is a perfect time for old Sparky emoji right here. This is what I think is going to happen. I think old Sparky's just going to have its day in court right there. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to get the conviction on that, but I'm waiting for that. You know what I mean? Because already I'm just like, bro, first of all, Pryor's going to have these people so pissed off. You know what I mean? Like, it's once we got through the opening statement, y'all, if you were here with us the first day, this is me over here. I was like, I'm going to fall out. I was like, and the slow realization where I was like, I forgot John Pryor does this, like, where we object to everything. You know what I'm saying? And again, as long as justice comes forth, that is what's the most important. But watching it from our vantage, it's like I can barely keep my eyes open over here, and then just kind of his voice, and it's like that very methodical, I'm gonna just sit here and talk you to death type thing. It's like, whoa. And that's my thing. Kazoo says the thing about prison justice, Chad's gonna have to be locked up. There's these crimes. You can't be in general population with that. I would venture to say people would try to get in the segregation population to get to him. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not a good place for him to be in for if you're coming from his shoes. So there's that. So there's that. But I'll be going live when I can, and we'll talk about it. And hopefully justice is swiftly on its way for that. Now, I want to look at this real quick because I haven't looked at it yet, so we'll look at it together. And this is about the thing about Chad Daybell, so please hold. Oh, hey, Chrissy. So Chrissy says she's gonna be doing live this coming week, so be sure and check that out, y'all. Click the little 3 things next to her name for the channel. Of course, you're always welcome to cut. That would be awesome if I'm around. Come with me. Also, your thoughts on the death of it. Oh my God, yes, y'all. O.J. Simpson. Thank you, Chrissy. OJ, can y'all believe when I saw that? So let's hold on for a second before I share this. When I saw that, I was like, OJ died. You know what I mean? Like, what? I haven't paid attention to him. You know what I'm saying? The last I paid attention to him, which I felt wasn't that long ago, please hold, or maybe it was, now that I think about it. I think it was TikTok that he went on, and he left the comment section on. I was shocked. Okay. I was like, he left the comment section on? This is a brave man, right? I was like, is he controlling the TikTok or somebody else? But I was like, if he was controlling it, I think he would be smart. Like, you would want to turn the comment section off because you already know what the comments were, right? You already know what the comment section was on OJ Simpson TikTok. Please. I mean, it was priceless. Okay. So yeah, the memes about OJ has been top tier. Okay. Nefertiti says, "Do you think Chad is knocking at Lori's portal door saying, 'Baby, please, you got to believe it'? This is all I would never believe." Yeah, no, he's portaling to her every night. He's like, "Baby, I'm coming through the portal tonight, baby. Be waiting for me, baby. This ain't me, baby. I think he's sitting there. This is what I wonder. I think that Chad very quickly was like, oh my God, what have I done? You know what I'm saying? Whereas Lori has played this role of like, no, Chad's my husband. I think very quickly he was like, oh no, oh no. I've been bamboozled or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I almost drank the empty cup. So let's go look at this article now real quick. We're going to share the screen, please. How? We're going to share the screen, please. How? Please, how? Please, how? Okay. So, Chad Daybell visibly shakes as graphic photos of Lori Vallée's children's remains are shown at trial. Updates. So this is just, again, this update real quick. I heard some people talking about this part. He was visibly shaking as graphic photos of Lori Vallée's children were shown in his Triple M trial. Second day of testimony, Rexburg Police Detective Hermosillo took the court through their horrific process of digging up the remains. I don't want to get too deep into that right now. The spectators at Ada County Courthouse in Boise, Idaho, noticed the Doomsday Cult author start to tremble as the gruesome pictures were shown to the jury. I mean, that's so sad. I mean, my God. Not for just him, but I'm sitting here thinking, like, just imagine having to see that in court. You know what I'm saying? Those poor kids. And then him sitting there shaking. Okay. During opening statements, prosecutors said Daybell's desire for sex, power, and money led to the M's of his former wife, Tammy, Daybell, and Vallée's children, and he sought to eliminate obstacles in pursuit of a life with Vallow. I mean, my God. So, yeah, of course he's going to have to put on a show. Now, maybe they got word back to him. Because remember how Lori was, where she was just like, nothing, right? And then her sentencing, she was like, just a reminder, everybody, or the guilty thing or whatever. I'm not guilty. You know what I'm saying? You're just like, eh. Again, I'm just sitting here. But see, here's the whole thing. This is my thing. If he is going to literally try and play this off, like, I've never seen that before. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is news to me. I'm just like, really? Are we going that deep into it that we're going to like go to that level? You know what I'm saying? Of that, to that degree. So so the next thing, I'm very curious. Obviously, I want to hear people like Melanie Gibb, what his children have to say. This is another thing too. Okay, so with the opening statements, and tell me what y'all think about this. When they got about to Tammy Daybell. Okay, so for those who aren't familiar, Tammy Daybell was the wife of Chad Daybell. She died allegedly under, this was natural causes according to Chad and his legal team and Lori and Literally whatever. No, you cannot tell me otherwise. They've never been able to really exactly they've never been able to pinpoint, right? Yeah, T-Rex says, hey T-Rex, I think if I was the prosecutor, I would have to point out that he's still married to her. Yeah. Everyone in the thing. Well, so first of all, remember how in the opening statements, Pryor says that Chad and Tammy dated for an extended period, which was 6 months, which I guess is a long time with their religion or whatever. But then when he's sitting there talking about, oh, she didn't believe in going to the doctor and she had these things going on and she was rubbing ointment on her skins and taking these things. I feel like he's going with the direction of trying to insinuate and create the doubt of, hey, she wasn't going to the doctor and she had all these ailments or these ointments and things like that. She might have done this to herself, but wasn't she like preparing for a marathon or something? Wait, didn't the second, Sandra says, didn't this, what is this? Second, where'd it go? Autopsy showed cause of death, suffocation in the manner homicide. See, I felt like that was it. Can anybody, hold on, please hold. Let me refresh my memory on this part. Tammy Daybell, cause of death. Asphyxiation. May have been restrained when she died. This is Okay, so autopsy reveals Tammy Daybell died of asphyxiation. Prosecutors in Lori revealed the long-awaited results of an autopsy performed on Tammy Daybell. Her cause of death was determined to be asphyxiation, not a heart attack, as previously believed. Uh, the prosecutor explained the results of the autopsy in opening arguments. Her friend said she was healthy and training for a marathon. Okay, there's that. So let me get back to y'all. So here's the thing, even more so now. Thank you, Mel. Tanya says, first thing I thought when I heard she was using ointments and oils was essential oils like lavender for stress and frankincense. Yeah. Um, I know Faith says, I feel for you, Paul. I have so much true crime in my head. The cases get, I know, right? Literally, mate, seriously. And especially with this one because it's gone on for years. And so I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, wait, what? And I don't know what I was talking about the other day where something came up. It wasn't on here, but like say in normal life or it was at work. It's funny, I mentioned they were trying to describe a case to me. And I was like, literally, once I finally honed in, they described a little bit. And I was like, oh, was it this? And she looked like this. And she said this. And I was like, yeah, that's this case. And I was able to just sit there and start, and I was like, Paul, this is like, you have this Rolodex of horrific crimes and serial killers in your head. This just like normal common knowledge in the back of my head. Now I'm like, that can't be healthy. You know what I'm saying? Um, so but anyway, so the little insinuations with prior and whatnot. Now remember, opening statements are opening statements, you know what I mean? So it's like you can say anything you want to say in there. You got to prove it though. You got to kind of lay out the groundwork for what you're going to do. So once they get to all that stuff, very curious to see how Pryor tries to paint that picture. Same thing with it. So here's my thing too. You can't pardon me. You can't tell me that Alex Cox died of natural causes. I'm sorry. I think whatever took place, Chad and Lori were walking him through his final moments. Does that make sense? Like, and I said this in the video, I think this morning, where I was like, I want to know in his final moments, which I'll never know, right? We're not in his head. Did he ever come to the realization in those final moments of, I've been conned? I was conned. Like, I've been worked over. Or was he just a believer up until the end? Because no matter what, like when you're in those final moments of life, I would think that you either sit there and it's like, oh my God, my sister's been using me. Or did he just hold on to that all the way up until the end? Because if you didn't look at the other outcome, I've done all this in the name of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Um, and do we know, is Zulema going to testify? Do we know this? Visine, maybe. Oh, yeah. Oh, so the Visine, y'all. Okay, that's a whole other one. That's a whole other one. The Visine murder trial. Um, Hold on, wait. Yeah, I thought how do I know who is. You see, I love the thought. I know, right? Because you would almost want to sit here and be like, okay, so from a justice point of view, it's sad that he's not around to receive some form of justice. But then you have to sit there and almost be like, okay, well, if he came to the realization that he had been used and he was a pawn, that's a little bit of sweet victory for that. And like that he had the realization, you know what I'm saying? Because if he didn't, he just went there like, I'm doing the right thing, I'm doing God's work for Lori, and then dies. Well, that kind of sucks, you know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, okay, he felt something was wrong. So yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. He did say all that, didn't he? See, I need to go back and watch these things. It's been so long since I've watched like the Zulema interviews and stuff like that. And yeah, and that's the thing. The thing that was so angering about, well, I mean, one of the things I should say, um, watching please hold. one of the things that's so angering is uh hold on, I lost my train of thought because I looked at that thing right quick. Hold on. Oh, watching the interviews and stuff like that with Zulema and Melanie's and all these people is you're hearing this belief system that comes out that you're like, what? And you're here like when they start talking about like the kids were zombies and this that, and it's that frustration where it's like, y'all didn't say something, you know what I mean? Where it's like, but then you hear what they were talking about and you're like, oh, well, this is all par for the course. And then there's the gray zone because, like, okay, remember how when this is going back here to the Melanie Gibb interviews, who I'm dying to hear her testify when they're talking about like, oh, well, we would do and I can't remember the name of it now, but whatever they would do to like do a cleansing of almost like where they're like, this person's going dark, we need to get together as a group and do blank. And she was like, well, we're doing it, but I didn't think anybody would actually, it was like the soul would die or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like if you followed it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Casting. Thank you. Yes. So I need to go back and watch this stuff. Obviously the castings, can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. Damn casting. I was going to call it an exorcism. Okay. But remember like all that type of stuff. And you could hear the cops even being like, is that not abnormal to, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you know what I'm saying? It just makes you want to shake it because then when you see the outcome of it, you're just like, really? And then here's the other thing, and I cannot remember her name now. Who was Lori's friend in Hawaii? Y'all help me out here. Who was like, Lori tried to come get her to do stuff, and she was like, yeah, I'm good, girl. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Because she was part of the same religion that Lori and them were in, but she was like, no, this is April. Yep, April. She was like, this is basically blasphemy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, absolutely not. Um, so you see that it's like, and then you hear the other people, oh no, they were so this or that. And I get everybody's different, right? I understand that. Um, but it's just, that's to me what was frustrating. It's just very frustrating. Um, yeah, she was the smart one, yeah. Yeah, so Zulema's son, hold on, wait, where'd it come and go? Didn't know she was married to Alex. I mean, that's the thing. It was so bizarre, right? When he called, this guy that my mom, remember that 911 phone call? See, I'm like I'm getting triggered again, going back down memory lane of all this. Wait, I totally get. And her boyfriend were there when JJ died. Okay, yeah. So that whole thing right there. Because remember the whole story? They were doing the podcast, and Alex went next door or whatever, and he brings I'm sorry, JJ back, and he's sleeping on his shoulder, sleeping right. Um, and then remember, I'm going. Okay, so remember the phone call where Melanie confronts Lori and Chad, and it's kind of obvious that she's recording it. And that's when, at one point, that's when Lori was like, well, you're just, or no, Melanie calls Lori a core whore. And they're like having this like religious, like, rap battle or something. Well, in that, remember where Lori's like, you'll have to be accountable for what you know. They're kind of talking in that code. And Melanie's like, Melanie's like, I haven't done anything or whatever. I feel like the involvement was such that I don't know how to explain it. Yes, I feel like there was more of an awareness this being danced around. You know what I'm saying? And Lori was kind of doing that as a veiled threat, if you will. Yeah, the Cora horror religious rap battle. I mean, it really is what it was. I heard Lori's whole family has since cut her off. Her uncle has a podcast. Oh, really? Good for them, as they should. Rap battle, that was awesome. And Melanie was trying to clear her name. Oh, 100%. She's probably trying to stay out of prison. What is a core whore? I don't exactly know, but I just know it's like a bad thing that they call each other. I forget what it is. Melanie was a high priestess and Lori was the goddess. I mean, that's the thing. And here's the thing. So look at April, for example. If Lori's coming here to talk about April, I've lived all these lives with Jesus and all these people. You're high goddess. April was like, what? I mean, I think April did even use the word blasphemy, right? And so, but then you have, what's her name? People like Melanie and Zulema who just lap that stuff up, you know. Core does sound like an awesome metal subgenre. It's a demon in LDS. It ain't the Bible. I expected a cauldron. Maybe more Jim J. Yes. Church of the Perfect Sandwich, Charlie Cassie. Yeah, I mean, literally, it's this level of craziness. So yeah, so we'll be streaming some of it this week, but just looking, it'll be last minute that I do it or whatever. And my streams, y'all, we're just kind of hanging out, watching and talking about the stuff. It's not like I'm giving legal advice. Obviously, God knows, help us if I did. That kind of stuff. So let's move on to our last topic of the evening, which we've already kind of talked about this one, another thing, but let's, I did the video, and so with the comment section, the Apple River River Monsters, the Apple River trial, the man was convicted of all charges, but the lesser version of them. So basically, and God knows I hate to use this word, but not intentional. Again, that word's been ruined. Hold on. I don't heard him make it alive. Thank you, Mel. I appreciate it. That's sweet. I'm glad you made it to alive. Yeah, you see here, we're kind of just, especially these where it's like a few things going on at one time. We just kind of talk about a few different things and jump around, and it's a good chance to sit here and talk with each other. So I literally thought the dude. Okay, so what we're talking about now, y'all, is Nick. I can never spit his name out. Nick Mew. This is a gentleman of the Apple River trial. And again, y'all, I'll say this before we even talk about it. Everyone agreed to disagree because this divided so many people. So just some people will think one way, some people will think another way, but we can all be nice and sofa squattish and all that about it. So, he was at the river. Him, 3 groups of friends. Essentially, there's a confrontation with these teens who are screaming and yelling at him, all this type of stuff. He pulls out a knife when he's confronted and surrounding. He stabs a few people. One of the teens dies. 4 people are stabbed, and that's it. He kind of tries to leave the scene. He lies about it. They have a trial. Obviously, he's been in prison or in jail. I personally think I think a lot of people were on the stand lying, to be quite honest, when it came up with that. And so he got convicted. And so he was, obviously his side was trying to say it was self-defense. Okay. The state was saying, no, it wasn't. And they were basically like, 1st degree homicide, all this stuff. Please all. Okay, hold on. I would have voted not guilty if I'd been in that trial. Yeah. If a man didn't open his mouth, he wouldn't have been found guilty, but he lied. That sort of thing. So this is enough. Okay, y'all. Okay, now I just remember this. Okay, y'all tell me what you think. Okay. Before we even get into the conversation of it. So for those who watch it, okay, remember how they were like, okay, so there's other stuff like in the Reddits and the comments and other witnesses, stuff like that we're talking about. These teens were just being like, kind of that vibe to like multiple people throughout the day. It was like their energy they were giving out. So it wasn't just him. It wasn't just his group. It wasn't just like, that's just the vibe these kids had, right? They were drunk. They were whatever. Okay. So this is what I was started thinking. So remember how allegedly the story is, friend drops the phone. He's like, I'm going to go find it. And he starts going down and looking, and he's not really saying anything, whatever. Then I started thinking this. What if he was already, and I'm not trying to say that he premeditated this, whatever, you'll get where I'm going. What if he was like already pissed off at the boys and wanted to kind of be like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to come down here and kind of get in their vicinity. Not like he's looking for something, but like a little bit, whatever. And so then the boys start yelling at him, you know what I'm saying? And screaming at him. And he's already got this energy of, these guys have been a-holes all day. I'm not going to say anything. You know what I mean? And so then, and somebody said this in the comment section. Okay. Okay, remember how the boys were alleging that he said, I'm looking for little girls? Okay, so number one, if that really happened, right? I mean, come on. But then another person said this too, and I was always like, well, if he said he was probably being a smart ass. But then somebody was like, I'm from that area, and if he was saying that, he meant it as an insult to those guys, almost like I'm looking for a bunch of little girls and I found them. You know what I'm saying? Like that type thing. And I was like, I never thought about that. And then the guys took it as like, he said he's looking for little girls. You know what I mean? And taunting him and doing all that. Um, and then it just, again, that's where we kind of saw this escalation of he comes up and he pushes the thing. And then I heard other people saying, oh, he thought they had the phone, which I get, right? Okay, maybe he was like, they had the phone or whatever. Where's my thing? And he came running up. Okay, so there's that. Then when we get into, so we nicknamed the two women who walked up, who 100%, now I understand that they're seeing this commotion and saying, leave, 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 and all this type of stuff. And so they interject themselves into the scenario. Please hold. They come up without question, take the side of the drunken teenagers, and start screaming at this guy. You know what I mean? And even when he's like, I'm not looking for it, they're like, no, you need to go, you need to go, you need to go. Okay. Um, we call them the river Karens, the Apple River Karens. So they're screaming at him all this. The video, I'm not gonna play it now. I did a live on it the other day. I did a video on it too. Or no, it was the members live that we did, right? But regardless, there's one on the public channel. And you can just go Google it, right? But the video's hard. No matter what side you take, the video is very hard to watch because you're watching a man be cornered by these people, this group of people, and screaming and yelling and taunting and all this type of stuff. So my final take, I mean, honestly, in that case, I was like, everyone in this situation needed to do something different and make a different decision. Obviously, I'm from the comfort of the sofa, so that's easy for me to say. I wasn't in the moment, I wasn't heated, I wasn't whatever. He could have done the thing about looking for the phone, or how he said whatever differently. Those boys had no business acting like that. Those river Karens had zero business coming up and getting in his face. It was a melting pot for whatever. And yeah, Keenly says, I couldn't even finish watching that video. Oh yeah. I mean, it would literally, the chaos of the video is triggering. Okay. Like triggering. I was mixed. I was like, I was like, you know what? Here's my thing that I was like, I could see them coming back with a guilty verdict, was the fact that, and again, this is like, take emotion out of it. I'm like, when they look at the video, there's times where he could have walked away. When they look at the video, he's approaching them and coming to their group. His wife's saying, oh, he came and went a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that's going to get him in trouble. And how much he lied right after the thing. Because remember, he did this and then left and went to his group. And this is my question. Y'all help me out here. This is what I don't understand. So if you watch his wife's testimony, she's talking about, I wasn't really watching it, which I get. You're on your raft, you're doing this and that. And I'm like, okay, so just help me out here. Your husband, you've seen there's something. You've sent friends over to come get him. There's this interaction with this group. Like, you can tell some drama took place. Thank you, Michelina. I appreciate it. Your husband comes back. People are screaming. People are yelling. We see CPR on the side there. I would have questions. I would be like, what just happened? And I guess the husband might have been like, I don't know. I think they got in a fight. Come on, y'all ready to go? You know what I'm saying? Like that whole thing where I was like, y'all didn't question that or what? That part was weird, but again, they were probably all drunk, right? Like everybody was drunk there, right? That's half the problem. So there's that. So then, I mean, he lied repeatedly about stuff. You know what I mean? Now I get he's, this was probably shocking. It was probably whatever. But even in the back of the cop car, he was like, well, I know that people were yelling and I fit the description. Well, I heard there was a fight, and so instead of being like, yeah, officer, that was me. I was afraid for my life. These guys surrounded me. This is what I did. Here's the knife. You see what I'm saying? So that was one of the things that for me, I was like, okay, this is probably going to get him in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Um, the parts that I was thinking I could see them finding him not guilty was you look at the video and it's like, my God, I mean, he's surrounded by these people, and it's like they're pushing, they're screaming, they're yelling. Anybody's heart rate would be up, anybody's whatever. He just had this surgery, the people are all up in his face, this, that, and the other, all the things. Um, and it's, sadly at the end of the day, um, those teenagers who are sitting there laughing and joking and provoking all that, well, one of their friends is dead. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing where it's like, I hope you learned, like, you don't talk to people like that. Like, you just randomly start isolating and picking on somebody. You know what I mean? Because here's my thing too. And I thought I might have said this in the video I did. I was like, look, I don't even honk the horn at people if they've sat at the light for too long for fear of people are crazy these days, okay? Like, they will kill you. So the fact that someone's, and I get their kids, the River Karens were in their mid-20s, but that, I mean, at this point to me, that's still a kid almost, you know what I'm saying? But not a kid. They should have known better. But they were teen, you know what I'm saying? These are like teen, and alcohol was involved. I get all of this. But yeah, they just, I don't know. So yeah, the friend is dead. He's not coming back. And they're gonna, I mean, that's just, they're gonna have to live with that. Thanks, Mel. Um, I'm curious to see. Oh, wait, that's what I was gonna say. Is like for the River Karens, I was like, you just come up and randomly get in somebody's face and whatever. And yes, Cindy, mob mentality, 100%. That's what was going on. Because again, like I said, I'm scared to honk the horn at somebody. Let alone get up in somebody's face like that. Granted, again, they had liquid courage, so there's that. But it's just a lesson in today's age where it's just a society, like you don't know where somebody's coming from, and even just on the before, not being worried about like somebody harming you, just human decency, right? I felt bad for him being kind of close to his age, of like, I can't imagine if I was being ridiculed and screamed at and all that type stuff. I mean, I would hope that I want to go near the group though. I mean, again, but it coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? It's easier from the sofa. Mary, I love this, Mary. Mary says, I'm a big honker. However, wait, I am selective. Like, I only do it if the person can't come after me. Amen. I get it, girl. I get it. Hold on, Neferati. Thank you again, kids. Wait, hold on. Please help. Kids, people these days don't seem to understand the notion of not messing with folks. You don't know what they are capable of. They think everything. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's just society and stuff. These days, it's very different, right? It's like you just never know what somebody's going to be. I don't know. Hold on. Melody says, have you ever watched Law of Self-Defense? That's his channel name. Wait, hold on. I'm going to put this up here for a second, Melody. Have you ever watched Law of Self-Defense? That's his channel name. He explains everything pretty good. Ooh, I'm going to look that one up. I was shot. The guy was found guilty on somebody. I'm not saying any shit. Yeah, honk and run. Yeah, honk and run. Pardon me. Yeah, it's so Dominique says, it's his friend's phones, but I mean, I would not go near a bunch of drunk teens. It's kind of a dumb thing to do. See, that was my thing. I was like, I mean, if I saw someone with that behavior, I would stay away from that. You know what I mean? Like, I would be like, I'm good. I'll be over here. You know what I'm saying? So that's for me was where I was like, yeah, that should have been avoided. Like, they were giving off this energy where I'm like, yeah, not a good thing. Yeah, and the thing about being from different countries, 100%. Yeah, Jenny says, I live in Florida. It's so many unhinged people. I like to be friendly and avoid others. Exactly. Yeah. And then Queen says this is a good one. Um, I think he said he was looking for goggles, but with a thick accent, it might have sounded like girls. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, excellent point. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what his sentence ends up being, right? And I think that will kind of reflect what the judge feels. You know what I'm saying? Like what he feels like it, the true level of guilt. So we'll see. So y'all, I'm gonna go because I am tired and I need to go to bed and get a good night's sleep. This was so much fun hanging out and catching up with everybody. I greatly appreciate you being here. So we got the Jody books on the way. I'm gonna be watching. I mean, I'm gonna fall asleep soon, but I'm gonna finish that Jennifer Pan documentary, and we'll post that up. We'll be going live on the podcast channel throughout the week, and I'll post next weekend what day we're going live and what we're doing or whatever on the weekend, and what if we're gonna, oh god, excuse me, maybe talk about one of those documentaries or something like that. So anyways, that's it, y'all. Thank you, Emily, for being here and holding the fort down, and thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you for having some respectful, commentary back and forth. I know some of these things we disagree or all that kind of stuff, and it's just good to see everybody kind of get along and gel. And thank you for the super chats and the memberships and all the fun stuff. And that's it. I greatly appreciate it. I love y'all, and I will see you when I see you.